Easy.
It never is, dude. Taking down the head of someone who's hurt you is never.
No, not just that. He's not a pushover.
Does his have four eyes?
Do what?
Nothing. Just forget about it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, right. I got a rooms in the house. Mine's next to Olive's.
We have a house.
Yeah, we have a house.
I'm guessing in respite.
Yeah, Harry bought it for 500. Honestly, I was expecting it to be more.
I don't know the prices of houses, so I don't know
Oh,
if that's
right,
good or not.
right. Tribal living. Yeah. No, like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's honestly could have been worse. So yeah, you have a room. You can do anything with it.
How
Decorate
big is
however you
the
want.
room? I've
And
never had my
so
own room
use
before.
hand gestures. How
Oh,
about
man,
that?
I'm excited to have my own room, but yeah, awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll probably let Princess use mine. Oh, Alistair here for the globe, and I put the 550.
You see him like currently on the other side of the desk, just like leaned over one of the large pieces of parchment that they had been using to write down small details on top of the large map, and he's like, you wanted the what exactly?
The floating globe thingy.
Oh, the drift globe. Gotcha. And he'll
Yeah.
just quickly just jump down from his stool and just start running his way out to the front. And eventually he does return with the large glass-like globe in his hands and quickly makes his way over towards you and places it into your grasp.
Thank you, my good man.
Pleasure doing business with you, of course. Anyways, any more business here with Dune? I do need to have him for a little bit longer before our business is done.
I'm gonna start working on those potions. Thought I could
Yeah,
get something to help me with that, but apparently our friend isn't home.
that's
Oh
a
well.
shame. But in either case, I do appreciate the help. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Eh, they can't come here. I didn't leave the stone with them. Oh yeah,
Very well.
I'll go get work done. Have fun, you two. Head out.
Okay, so with you later, Daisy.
Eh,
Eventually complete the map for the details that you and Alistair have gathered over the last few number of years slash months. So your map has now been updated.
Woo! Very nice.
Daisy,
yeah.
let's see here. I need you to go ahead and roll me an alchemy tool check, please.
I don't have an alchemy set. I only have my herbalism kit.
You only have herbalism kit. Okay,
Yeah.
roll me a herbalism kit, please.
All right.
Wisdom is a modifier.
I can add custom skills, right? So I can do this.
Yes,
Let's
you
see.
should be able to.
So it is. So what? It's the proficiency plus wisdom, right?
Correct.
Let's see. I make this. There we go. 14.
14. You start taking out the vial of the Vanderbach brew in your hand and start slowly working out the recipe for the concoction and trying to figure out how to try and manipulate it or try and reconstruct the recipe from just taste and sampling alone. You do eventually go through one of the brews that you have
All right.
and are able to get some hints of a recipe going, but not enough to be able to replicate it.
That's why we have more.
Yep. However, how much time are you wishing to put into the potions?
The healing potion, or
Yes.
like, the full 8 hours. It's
So just
probably gonna be
one?
the rest. Yeah. So, when as much as I can make in the remaining 7 days.
Okay.
So 8 hours for one, so it'd be one per day, basically.
All right. So you're gonna make one per day.
Yeah.
So that'll be 8 potions with a total of 24. Oof. 40. So 280 gold pieces worth of materials. And you are able to get 8 uh, healing potions during that time.
Okay.
You will get your golden reliquary from you
Okay.
know who, as long as questions are not asked.
Questions are not asked. I definitely told her, do whatever you need to do.
Uh, you will have your conversation with the princess regarding the plants. Uh, you will meet her, of all places, at the Spit House until you decide to transport her over to Respite.
Yeah.
However, she will tell you that she does know of some particular plants that she used to harvest from the jungle towards the west of Anikotal, and would know how to create some form of salve that would essentially help with your particular situation. Apart from that, nowhere nearby.
Right.
But she does offer the ability to uh, use some form of magic that she could work with you over time.
That works.
Um, in regards to the other thing,
Right.
if you're willing to spend another few hours, I'd say around about 4 to 5 hours per day with your downtime,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to work on and eventually speak to the priestess Belzana
Mm-hmm.
concerning the components, which she will ask for a donation of around about 100 gold pieces for the sprig.
Right.
But
Boy.
if you agree to those terms, you will be able to add that to your spell list.
Once I give the potions to Alistair and get the money, I'll go and then that money to the
Okay.
priestess.
Uh, on the end of the last day, you would be able to eventually figure out the main abilities, speaking with Syl, who also helps you with the conjuration of these particular entities. And eventually, after a little bit of time, you have a feeling that when holding the sprig that is blessed by a Fey Queen, you would be able to conjure these particular creatures to assist you.
I
You will eventually make your way over on your last day in Anikotal to Bits and Bob's Trinkets and Baubles, handing over the 8 potions of healing. Or how many are you handing to Alistair?
ate,
All
which
8?
is which is what I promised.
Mm-hmm. He will go ahead and hand you 40 gold pieces for each of the healing potions that you had handed to him. So that will be a total of
320.
In 320.
And then go ahead and take 100, so I have 220.
Mhm. You go to the priestess, gather your sprig that has been blessed by Ingius herself. And you have a feeling, as well as Syl, that this particular spell that you have been conjuring for quite some time might come into fruition.
Heck yeah. Let's go. And then did Zenith ever reply?
Zenis did reply. He will eventually reply on the third day you do send it. He does reply after an hour or so, before eventually saying, "All is well here. Been fighting for quite a few weeks. Been holding it off for now. Eora is doing well. Thank you."
And I'll respond with, that's good.
Okay. It will come to the end of your week as you do eventually start making your way back to respite. Dune,
Yes.
during your week, you are able to update the map, which
Mhm.
has been added to your party's resources.
Awesome.
You will go ahead and
Hey.
make your way around to most of the markets and nearby stalls, gathering information as well as genuine good targets for particular meats and skins and furs that would be relatively decent trophies, as well as more profitable makings for some form of hunting
Okay.
expedition.
Mm-hmm.
You do hear quite vividly of a creature known as a bone claw.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it to be more towards the northern side of Yetini,
Mm-hmm.
and has done more relative damage to the ecosystem around Zenisul multiple times.
Excuse me.
You have heard quite a few times that the members of Zanazul, a town towards the north of here, a lot of individuals that get into a rite of passage through adulthood usually have to either hunt down or relatively kill a bone claw to be accepted into some form of nobility or respect within most of the individuals of the Zanizul town.
Sounds like my kind of tradition.
You would also hear of another particular creature
Mm-hmm.
that is known as the Draxix.
Traxit. Okay.
You've heard of this particular creature from some of the nearby relative guard of Annie Kotal, and you had heard of them being known as relatively large-looking bats that seem to make their home near the Howling Moor. Normally, they wouldn't have a lot of issues with these particular creatures. However, a lot of them have been making their way down south due to some unknown conflicts happening within the mountain's peak.
Okay.
However, it is known that a Draxix
This is
wing
known.
leather are very good pieces to make some form of aerodynamic clothing for flying.
This is
Okay.
known.
I'll be sure to also, whenever after I get this information, I'm going to go personally buy like a blank book and whenever when I get this information, I'll stop maybe at the end of the day and recall the information and write it down in my own personal journal, like kind of like a supernatural, kind of like bestiary book. That way, I can just know these things. I can always pull it
Mhm.
out and be reminded.
All right. Concerning the next topic, you would know that the best bet when it comes to that particular form of work would be heading back to respite,
Okay.
which you would probably do at the end of your trip here.
Mm-hmm.
However, you can send quick message through to Olive, through Daisy, if you would ask her if she has the time, or to Roguish
Okay.
if she would dare try to send a message to him.
I'll
Um,
just I'll meet in person first before I do any of that.
all right. However, you will eventually come to a moment around the fourth day as you have a quick conversation with Daisy concerning the green and the slow grow that seems to be coming from the northern side of Anikotal. And the topic of the Emerald Enclave does pop up for a moment. You sit down within the top floor of the Spit House, sitting at your table for a moment, and you do notice the green cloak resting outside of your bag.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Um, I've been giving it some thought. Um, I don't think the Enclave is what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Me neither, buddy.
Uh, I'm considering leaving.
I
Probably just
wouldn't
going.
blame you.
I'm considering just going AWOL. Honestly, I mean, I really don't go back to Windspear and have to deal with all that political jargon bullshit.
Hey, man. Fair enough.
What do you think? In your personal opinion? I know we're kind of in this shit show together. Um,
I'll
if
say
I
this.
was okay,
It's your choice. I don't have to make a choice for.
no, you're right. I just don't want. You're my friend, Daisy. I think you're my only real good friend our com- in our little group, and I don't want this decision to screw you over in anything, or you know.
I'll say this, dude. If they were to order me to bring you in, I would go AWOL as well. Because friendships are something stronger than some stupid corrupt faction.
I
Everything
get it.
that's corrupt is meant to be brought down. It will inevitably be brought down.
I agree.
And if push comes to shove and I get pushed out of the enclave, I can always go to the Harpers or the Lord's
Hmm.
Alliance.
Personally, I don't like either of them, but hey, I mean, to be honest, the only faction I really even like is the HDM. They get shit done,
They do get shit done.
and
But
I respect
as
that.
much as Rogish hates nobles, I really understand why. He is indeed a man of action, and he's gotten shit done. Things that the
No
Enclave
kidding.
itself has not decided to help.
You're not wrong. I made my decision then. Yeah. Thanks, Daisy. I appreciate it.
Mention it.
And whenever I do retire for the night, I'll just throw the cloak in an alley somewhere and leave it.
Okay, Dune.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and write down in your guild rank
Mm-hmm.
Deserter.
AWOL
Let me find it real quick. I know it's somewhere.
and vilified.
Okay. I think I spelled that right. All right.
Keep in mind you are not able to use any of the Emerald Enclave abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And also keep in mind that your proficiency in the tool that you had selected for your second rank has also been removed.
Okay.
As you do eventually throw the cloak out, you feel a slight sensation of almost a warmth that radiated across your shoulders slowly diminish before eventually you're able to move onwards without any issue.
All right.
Apart from that, your time during your trip within Anikotal is relatively uneventful, apart from the constant waking up of dragging yourself out of bed to get into training, only to find yourself quickly back at the spit house for other means of training to ensure you keep yourself fully active.
I gotta get my
However,
stretches.
exactly. However, eventually, at the end of your 9 days, well rested and well informed with your ongoing mission, you will begin to make your way towards bits and bobs, trinkets, and baubles with Daisy. And I would assume with an additional companion with both of you.
Yep.
That's correct.
Okay. During the night, both of you will make your way over to the Spit House, speaking with Ilne beforehand, as she does guide Princess over, hood covering her head once again, as the two antler-like horns seem to make small divots on either side of the hood. She will give a slight smile underneath it, looking at both of you. I do hope the accommodations are a little, well, suitable.
She'll
I'm
have
not.
my room. She'll be well suited.
I do not mean to be any form of trouble for you. I can find my own means of lodgings if I
No,
need to.
it's
No,
all
no,
right.
no, no.
It's better if you're living under our roof.
Yeah, you do need protection.
She will look at Ilne for a moment before Ilne just gives a slight nod. I will be watching. Do not worry. I will entrust them with what needs to be done.
You know you can trust me, Elnay. You trained me well.
I've trained you as best as I can. That brain of yours, however, still needs work.
Definitely still needs fixing. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not getting fixed anytime soon.
We can work on that.
That's why
In
I
that
have muscles.
case, yes, physicality beats mental fortitude all the time. She rolls her eyes, just giving Daisy a slight smile.
I share the smile back.
See, even she gets it.
How
In either
June.
case, I entrust her to you. Protect her with your lives. She
Got
will
it.
just kick back, see her rest her hand on top of the princess's for a moment before letting her rise up to her feet, and will follow both of you towards bits and bobs, trinkets, and baubles. You guys will find the door open at the late hours of night. Alistair sitting behind the door, waiting as eventually you make your way in. He will close and lock the door behind all three of you. Very well, let us get to it. I'll quickly get in there before anyone else decides to catch what we're doing here. I'm not entirely sure if you'll be able to come back without being seen, so until further notice, please do inform me if you are wishing to come back here, in case this might be compromised.
Right.
I have massive respect for each of you, since you had not only saved my life in the past, but also keeping an eye on this one. Not entirely sure what happened in Trist, but you somehow found this one in there. And I respectfully wish for her to not come to harm. If you can make sure that does not happen, then you and I and your group, we can get along. I hope you understand this, yes?
Yes.
Indeed.
I will keep you informed if there's any changes that Ilne does not tell you beforehand. However, good luck to you. And again, please do tell me if you are going to be heading over, just in case.
Hey, Rob.
Definitely will do.
Yes.
Did I get my clothes that I was supposed to get at the end of this week?
Did you pay for them?
I think we did. Did we, Daisy?
I don't think we did. I thought we said we are gonna buy you normal clothing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure. Okay, thank you.
You do have some relatively nice looking leathers that seem to be, at this moment, fire resistant. For how long, you're not entirely sure.
Did I get a nice hat to fit over my helmet?
Sure.
Awesome.
You guys will make your way into the backspace, eventually making your way over to the teleportation circle.
I fill her up and off we go.
Okay. You guys disappear into the light of the circle, allowing Alistair to close the door behind him, and you guys bolt into the sky. For those that are in respite,
Yes.
Professor,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very simple thing that you've given me here, but
Mhm.
oh wow, the
There's something
possibilities.
key. Do I have access to my new level abilities or not till the very end of downtime?
That would be at the end of downtime.
Damn, dude. Hands beguiling charm. Yeah, I'll do fine without it.
Okay. Um, you finish off your first day creating your full disguise, creating the more noblest looking individual, like shortening and lengthening the chin to create almost a more aristocrat like style. You add a slight blush to the cheeks and almost pampered like look to the face, and eventually start
Nice.
working on the hair and full on like foaming over to a point of pompous. And
Yes.
you do start eventually like going around and like picking up small pieces of like broken like storage of like clothing that you had found and just adding onto small pieces here and there until eventually you're able to create a nice, relatively decent looking outfit for this more noblest looking individual.
Is this Wentworth's
Uh,
doll origin story?
Eventually you do start going over to the remains of Gem Saloon, which you do notice over the next few days is slowly being rebuilt and reformed. And even over time as you are watching each day go by, speaking and talking to individuals there, you will notice that the Gem Saloon at the end of the week does eventually be fully rebuilt, with the indoor rooms starting to be included.
Okay.
However, go ahead and roll me a persuasion and deception check, please.
Okay. Persuasion straight up, and the deception would be an advantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, we've done better. I'll take a dirty 20. Beautiful. 28 deception.
Over the next few days, and Olive, you being sitting in the corner of the remains of Gem Saloon for most of the time, apart from the occasional leaving to do your personal business, you sitting down in the corner of Gem Saloon, finding your usual spot, will hear the casual sounds of conversation of uh, grave undertaking and their grand leader, the wonderful wizard.
Yeah, that definitely piques my interest a little bit.
You start hearing particular tales, more specifically from a more pompous looking individual who seems to rile up the crowd within Gem's Saloon. You do see him occasionally buying full rounds of drinks at the bar, telling tales of this particular group known as Grave Undertaking, and led by a wondrous and extremely genius wizard who seems to be casting spells of all unknowing and all powerful types of unknown arcane magic that have fallen creatures such as beholders and mind flayers alike. And after a while, you start to hear like individuals muttering amongst some of the tables about grave undertaking and the great wizard that seems to lead this particular group. And you start to hear more and more people starting to enter Gem Saloon to hear about this particular person. And at first you think it's just so they can get free drinks. But then you start hearing the rumors outside of the Gem Saloon. And then eventually you start hearing about this individual just giving full on speeches at the end of particular nights that seem to rile the crowd into some form of cheering salute to this particular group of adventurers known as Grave Undertaking. And then you realize for a moment, that's our party's name.
No, I knew that. I definitely knew that. Yeah, no, I'll definitely at some point go up and who are you?
If
Professor, you will eventually expectingly at some point during the time that you're doing one of your speeches will notice Olive rise up to her feet in the corner and start making a full-on beeline towards you and your
okay, yeah,
particular
this
group of carousing individuals.
if Olive or anyone else, I mean, I guess Daisy's not here though. If I see any of my like, it depends on when like, as soon as I see her moving toward me, I'm gonna leave, and as soon as I exit the building, I'm gonna run at full speed away.
Okay, in that case, Professor, I need you to make me a stealth check, please.
Okay.
Olive, I need you to make me a perception check, please.
Yeah, no, I'm following him out because I want to figure out who this person is, how they know us, and why they're here
All right.
telling the people who know who we are about who we are. This doesn't make sense.
I'll keep this honest, right? Because the Cloak of Elvenkind only works when the hood is up, correct?
That is correct.
And I get it.
And
If
your
I
hood
were
is
wearing
pulled up.
it, yeah, if I were wearing it, I wouldn't have the hood up.
Said perception.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Beat that with your 39. Yeah, exactly.
sorry. I really want to do worse.
The first night that you recognize this individual, it goes off without any issues for him as he quickly slips into the crowd, much to the gathering patrons' dismay from obviously not getting their free drink during that night. However, over the course of time, eventually you will start having a little bit more of a more careful step, uh, moving towards this particular individual.
I will say during one of the nights, I'll minor illusion, he just rips out a giant fart for the entire duration, the whole minute.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage, Professor, please.
Okay.
Massive minute-long fart.
Oh god. Oh, yeah, it hurts throwing away the nat 20, but fuck, I'll take a 22. Holy shit.
Even while ripping wind on top of one of the nearby tables,
So
there
sorry.
is somehow just a roaring of the crowd surrounding him from such a guaranteed ripper.
After it
And
and seeing the response of the crowd, I'll just storm out at one point during one of the nights.
however, it does take maybe the last night, Professor, that you do notice Olive starting to corner you down one of the alleyways.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try to run away at top speed, or am I like backed into a corner?
You will notice like you've gone around the corner and she's like caught up to you at this point. And even though like you're starting to use some of your like classic tricks that you've used over the last few days, you have a feeling that she's starting to learn from them.
Okay.
And eventually you do feel like you are getting almost out of options, but you do have a few left.
Okay. I guess at that point, all right, President's gonna stop running, and you see him like heave up and sigh, and he's just gonna turn around and look at you. I guess you don't know it's me technically.
No, you have a deception of 28.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
So he
My
just
passive
pissed off with
perception's
this
like a
guy.
9.
Yes. Yes. Yes, young lady. What can I do for you?
Who are you?
Just traveling merchant of sorts.
Sure, they have names. What's yours?
Well, I mean, names are Actually, it's Albert. Hold on. Give me what? Albert Finkel.
Albert Finkel. Where are you from?
Across the ocean to the east.
Yeah, so am I.
I mean, see, I'm a bit of a vagabond. Um, no
No,
place
you're
is
a
home in
traveling
particular.
merchant. You're not a vagabond. Plus, you dress nice.
I mean, of sorts, a merchant of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a bard.
Sure. What do you sell? Other than
Yeah, just
eyes.
anything, bits and bobs.
Mm-hmm. Like? What do you have on you?
Nothing now. I'm currently seeking
Well,
out
then
new trade routes.
you're not a merchant then.
I'm just a non-practicing merchant. I think it'd be fair to say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm a non-practicing king.
Well, yeah, good. I'm glad to meet you, Your Majesty.
Wow.
Is there something you need? What is this?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why you're here, who you are, and how you know of this group, Grave Undertakings.
Like I said, I was here seeking out new trade routes, and I witnessed that battle. Was it 3 days ago now? Oh, this would be toward the end, so this would be like 10 days, like about 10 days ago. And I just, I thought, wow, and I mean the 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 way that wizard leader of theirs just held the team together, and you guys defended the city. And ever since then, I've been, I started asking around about you. I found some things out.
What makes you think Vanon's the leader?
Vannon, no, it was a man in a bluish gray robe and hat.
No, Vanon doesn't wear a robe.
Professor Adwin Branich, I believe his name is.
What makes you think the professor's the leader?
Just I could tell by his posture in battle, the way he
Was he-
gathered around him.
He was behind a rock. Is that where you saw him?
I partly with that illusion spell, and he hit it perfectly. That was honestly that is what got me interested.
He hit it perfectly, but you saw him?
Well, I saw him hide into it. I mean, I was watching the battle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was there 1 minute, and then just a pillar of rock the next. It was. I honestly, I've never seen anything like it.
So he wasn't a pillar. So what? You don't think he was a pillar of rock? If he's an amazing wizard?
He could have been. Again, that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I'm just call it like I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it was nice meeting you. Perhaps I'll see you.
Who are you? And I'll pull my weapon on him.
It's Albert Finkel. I told you he's put his hands up, like slowly backing away. Maybe you no harm. I've done
Why would
nothing
you tell the
hostile.
people of Respite all about a group that they already know about?
I don't know. I did seem to a lot of them didn't know. I was just making conversation. I'm sorry. I was a friendly guy.
No, you're not being very friendly.
I've answered all your questions, truthfully and honestly.
You've walked around my questions. You're a merchant who can't tell me what he sells from a place across the ocean that he doesn't know where it is. Seeing a battle that I never saw you around or at, even after, the aftermath, talking about this group at a place that they already know about.
Well, again, a lot of people I talked to didn't seem to know, a lot. I think I mean, if you're in the group, I'm doing you a favor. Really, if you think about it.
Do you work for his dad?
Who? The
amazing leader.
The lead? Yes, the professor. No, I don't. Heard of the family, but never had the pleasure of meeting.
All right, now at this point, I'm definitely going to see if he's lying.
Oh yeah, roll me an inside check and roll me a deception check, please, Professor. I mean Albert.
I'll throw.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, of course it's at advantage. I should stab you right now. Just how expensive it is.
I'm sorry.
You believe he is telling
Yeah,
the
I
truth.
know. I believe he's telling the truth. I'll dematerialize my sword. I'm watching you. Don't cause any trouble.
Fair enough. And
We need to leave.
No
No. You shut up now. You're not in the bar. Okay? I could take your life if I wanted to, but I'm going to hold back because I need this city. Keep your voice down about grave undertakings because we are trying to keep a low profile. Do you understand that? So please.
Just nod.
If I see you riling up a crowd one more time, I will do everything in my power to make sure that your soul serves me in the afterlife. Got it?
Solemnly nods again.
Get out of here.
Turn around and leave at a brisk pace.
Idiots. I hate rich
As soon
people.
as I get by myself, I'm burning the entire thing. This guy.
Okay. However, both of you will eventually return to the Gem Saloon, and there is a great murmur echoing around between patrons and those that seem to surround most of the nearby forges of individuals. under the name of Grave Undertaking
What day was
and
this?
led by the leader of the Great Wizard.
What day
And
was
this was
this?
the last day.
All right,
This was day 9.
But he had been doing this for like the whole week, right? Or like at
Oh
least
yeah, he
day
had been
5.
doing this the whole time.
That's pretty much solid.
I'm gonna have to add something for my downtime around day
Okay.
5.
Okay.
So
That
All
was
right.
better than expected, honestly.
yeah, no kidding.
Thank you.
So at the end, that is your full that is your full week, Professor.
Yeah, I had nothing else planned.
You finish your remaining downtime burning the remains of your disguise, and then heading back home with a smile on your face, knowing full well that the word and name that Grave Undertaking has been full well spread.
Excellent.
And of
It was
course, led
certainly-
by their Grand Wizard.
Of course. Of course.
Okay. Uh Vannon.
Yes.
Let's see. You not only do that pretty much I'm gonna just say that you do that every other day. Um, you are able to finish your scrolls. Keep in mind of the cost that you have spent as you do eventually finish up your 3 scrolls that you have made. Which would be the Featherfall, the Suggestion, and the Arcane Lock. Those have all been made. You do talk to Freya on your first day within respite, discussing which scrolls can be purchased and discovered over time. And eventually she does tell you that Glyph of Warding and Silvery Barbs are able to be purchased. You will eventually see that Glyph of Warding and Silvery Barbs are able to be purchased at the end of the week. I believe I sent you the prices on both of those.
Yep. I already took it out of my cash.
Okay, are you getting both of them?
Yep.
Okay, so make sure that you take out the funds that I discussed with you beforehand.
Took out quite a bit of chunk of that too.
Right. So you now have a spell scroll of Glyph of Warding, Featherfall, Suggestion, Arcane Lock, and with the golden borders around it, eventually you do get handed a spell of Silvery Barbs by Freya.
Yay.
So I fucking hate that spell. Anyways,
So good. It's such a fucking amazing spell.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
you do eventually start taking your time
The
and
best thing is this
working
place
not
is at level
only
18, and I can cast the level 1 spells a limited number of times.
oh god.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, you make your way down the stairs, eventually checking over the door to the basement. You do recognize that the door is arcane locked. After a little bit of time of using your arcane knowledge, and with a little bit of effort, you would probably believe that the professor could probably help with the lock. That would make your way down into the basement. So, Professor, you would be approached eventually by Vannon concerning the door.
Okay. Yeah, sure, I'll help you. What did the let's do it. Basement door, I assume.
Yep.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'll go to the door and see if I can't pick it open.
To your eye, you would notice that there would be no particular signs of arcane tampering with the lock. And as you do eventually start making your way uh, down and using your tools, you do see little hints of energy slowly beginning to eventually build within the lock itself. Are you continuing to try and unlock it?
Um,
I stopped Professor before, as if do I see any of the energy buildup?
You
I'll
do
be
see some
explaining it.
energy beginning to build up.
I'll be like talking out loud as I'm going, like what's happening, and
I
like
stop
basically
Professor,
play by play.
and then I have him kind of step back a little bit, like a good like around the wall, so kind of away from it a little bit,
I'll certainly oblige you.
and then I step as far back as I can and cast knock on the door.
Okay. Well, both of you hear a very loud knocking sound echo out into the air as eventually the energy that was beginning to build within the keyhole slowly diminishes.
All right, should be good now.
Okay. I'll kind of tentatively go back to work with the lockpicks.
Go ahead and roll me a Thieves' Tools check, please.
Okay.
I'll give you guidance too.
Excellent. I've been dropping the ball on these lockpicking checks lately. Let's use tool. I don't know why I have to do this every time. Oh yeah, we're gonna need it. Well, maybe not. Let's see how tough the lock is. No, dirty 20.
You begin to work on the lock and you do start making some progress with some of the tumblers. However, eventually you start making your way over to the fifth one before you hear a sudden deep clank coming from the lock before eventually all five go back down.
This is a really difficult lock. I mean, how like since this is during downtime, like realistically, how many times can I attempt to open this lock?
Huh?
Like, can I?
During your escapades?
Yeah, I'd be gone a lot, except for probably like I'd be there early morning and then late at night, and then maybe like a lunch break, like in the middle of the day.
I'd say you could probably give it a few more tries throughout
Okay.
the week if you want to give it a go.
Do you want to keep trying, Vanna, until we got it open, or
Yeah, I could try to
okay?
get this open. I'm curious what's back. I mean, it's magically sealed and then also locked.
Okay. On day 3, go ahead and roll me a new check, please,
Oh,
Professor.
Christ. All right. Guidance again.
Guidance is good.
All
Yep.
right. I gotta do this, set this up all over again, and here we go. Oof, that okay. Wow, it showed all right, showed something different on the die I rolled, but we'll definitely take that. 24 this time.
24. You begin picking and picking and getting to that last tumbler until eventually you hear another thunking sound and all tumblers go back down. Fourth day.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I felt like I did a pretty good job on this. Basically, this
You
time
did.
it just didn't happen. Uh, like would I? Can I some kind of show? Like, do I think this is like a trap? Like, is this intentional? Is this like a defense against lockpicking? Essentially, what's happening, or is it just a really, really well-made lock?
Roll me an investigation check, please.
Fuck.
You believe what you believe.
Okay. God damn, man. I don't know. This is I mean, we'll keep trying, but this is I've never encountered a lock like this. This is the damnedest thing. I get to that fifth tumbler and it just clunks closed. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see you in a day or so. We'll try again.
I will go ahead and ask you to roll me 3 more times.
Oh God. Okay. Maybe we can roll these. Is this gonna? I'm assuming it's gonna be guidance for all of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Um. Okay. So here's one. Okay. Better. Nice.
It will be
29.
on the
29.
5th day
Nice.
that you eventually hear the 5th tumbler rise up. You like flinch for a second, expecting it to hear that eventual thumping sound. However, you hear nothing. You push up. You hear the clicking sound, and the door slowly open indoors.
Look back at Vannon. Stand up. Smile. We're in business. And I'll like push the door open and stand to the side and like do that gesturing, sweeping gesture to like after you.
You
Let's
can
see what
see what
comes up.
seems to be a curved staircase that seems to angle down towards the right. You see what looks to be a sconce that currently resides directly over the top of where you stand. Small hints of ash that seem to be relatively uh, loose on the top of the sconce that rests above you. No
Is there anything,
other forms of
there's
light
nothing else
that
in
you
the
can see.
there's nothing else in the basement at all?
You cannot see anything further since it curves down towards the right. Unless you'd like to walk down yourself.
We'll look at the stairs first.
Give me either a perception or investigation, depending on whether or not you're going down there and touching, or you just checking them out.
Touching it is.
You do start poking your foot down and hear a very heavy sound of wood against stone. You hear that most of the stairs do seem to be relatively intact and seem to be relatively strong. However, the one other thing that you seem to notice is slight indents and small shadows of what look to be footprints along the steps that lead down into the basement. And it seems that small hints of dust had already been gathered over these particular footprints.
I'll walk down the stairs, but I'll put my feet in the same exact spots where their feet were.
Okay. You carefully start making your way down, trying to imitate the footsteps that lead down the staircase towards the basement. You notice that there is no light that you can see currently in complete darkness at this moment in time as you make your way down the small staircase into the basement. From what you can see, there seems to be a relatively uh, large-sized room, around about 20 foot uh, long and 20 foot wide. You can see what seems to be uh, two things immediately coming into view. One of which seems to be a relatively large looking brazier made out of stone that has multiple runes that seem to line along the base. Within the brazier, you seem to see small hints of ash and pieces of burnt parchment that seem to just rest there in its center. On the other side of the room, you see what seems to be a relatively large looking hole that is surrounded by dirt and what look to be broken shovels on either side of it. Cobwebs and dust seem to cover most of the tools and nearby remains of what seems to be the entrance to this hole.
Is there any pieces of paper that are still somewhat intact? Like not burned all the way through?
You do see one piece of paper that looks to be on the brink of being destroyed by burn damage, but you do see small hints of what looks to be small bits of writing.
I'll cast mending on it.
Okay. You cast mending, and you do see some of the structure of the burnt piece of parchment slowly reform. Some of the writing seems to slowly solidify and grow bold once again, as you see written on to the piece of parchment. We have found our way back. Meet up at the location. Good luck.
I'll call the professor down.
Okay. I mean, I assume I kind of would have followed behind him after at least after he walked down.
Do you have any form of light, Professor?
No. I guess I'm gonna follow him down until I see it's really dark, and then if he continues to go down, I'll just say I'm gonna go. Give me a second. I'm gonna go grab a torch, and I'll go to my room, to my pack, grab a torch, light it, follow him down. How long that would take?
Okay. Professor, you'll start making your way down the staircase. Eventually, you'll find the room, the brazier in the center.
Okay.
Hole on the other side.
What? Okay, so we're sleeping over this, I guess. What the hell, Vannon? What's going on down here?
I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of burned stuff here, and there's a big hole.
And you said all the tools and such are covered in cobwebs. Like it looks old. Like a lot of stuff's covered in cobwebs or something. Holes.
You do see that there are a few cobwebs that are starting to form on the nearby shovels and tools.
Okay. Uh,
What's your passive perception, Professor?
16, I think. Let me make sure. 15. 15.
15?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you would notice the cobwebs slowly beginning to form, small hints of dust laying on some of the handles of the nearby shovels that are littered around the hole that resides on the other side of the basement.
Okay. Um, everything's burned. Did the burn seem new-ish? Like, is there a smell or anything? I can smell like a burnt smell, or is it all kind of old, covered in dust?
Roll me an investigation check, please.
Okay. Nice.
You would immediately start looking around, checking around the large brazier, and the first thing that you'll notice is while the tools around the hole were covered in cobwebs and dust, the brazier is not. You'll see, even though the place would relatively be quite dusty naturally, you will see that there is no signs of markings or dust that seem to cover the outside of this brazier that is resting in the center of the room. you will notice that all of the pieces of paper seem to be tossed towards the center of the brazier, where you do notice the small ignition flame currently has been extinguished.
Okay.
And you do notice at the bottom of the large brazier where the holes in the center can be seen. At the bottom of the base of the brazier is where you can see the remaining ash currently being collected at the bottom.
Okay.
Have I ever seen the runes on the brazier before?
Roll me an Arcana check, please. I I'm gonna need to steal you for a moment. Be right back.
Okay.
You do realize, KB, you're my final boss, right?
Yeah, I kind of I kind of figured that. You're a ways back in the campaign.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right. My theory is there's gonna be more of that the shit we've encountered in the mines down that hole, right?
The Thrycreen? The bug
Yes.
people?
Yep.
I can see that. Well, no, it's a little far. I mean, they are a bunch of burrowers, so maybe they got under respite.
Yeah, true. That was kind of ways away.
It's a portal to this weird mountainside structure in a jungle island somewhere off the Sword Coast.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. As you both are standing there in the basement, Professor, you see Vannon reaching into his robe, pulling out what looks to be a small wax sealed letter, pulling it out and immediately throwing it into the middle of the brazier.
Cast
You
it into
see
fire.
the
What's he doing?
parchment and letter immediately ignite into flames as you see slowly rising into some form of almost ethereal vision the large head of what looks to be a hooded individual of palish looking skin. And you hear a voice echoing out from uh, the large head directly in front of you. Yes, who is this? Vannon, my apprentice. Are you calling upon me?
Yes, I want to let you know we found a communication uh, item here in this town of Respite.
Is that so? Great to know, my apprentice. You are doing well based on the research that you have done so far. Who is your friend? You just see the hooded face just turn towards you, Professor.
This is my manservant.
Press is gonna audibly laugh. I'm saying, Professor Edwin Brandish. Pleased to meet you.
Professor, as a manservant, I expect no less from my apprentice.
Sure,
Do
sure.
make sure your research continues to funnel into our banks, Bannon.
The good thing
I
is
will
apparently we have an
be
easy way
always
to transport that research back.
Indeed you do. Do you by chance know who was the original owner of this particular memory well?
I tell him the name of the person who bought it. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Who we
Yeah,
bought it
sorry,
from?
I'm drawing a
Not
blank
Bannon,
too.
but yeah,
It was a woman, right?
yeah.
You just know that it is a woman.
Yeah.
That originally sold this back to Bannon.
Okay.
Bannon, should I say.
Yeah, so it does.
Apparently
Very
we're
well.
digging some random hole over here in the side too, which I can't figure out what that was for.
What is that?
Sadly, I'm unable to see that. But for now, it seems that the letters are running out. I will be expecting your research soon, Vernon. And please, try and keep the eye open.
Eventually, you see the large ethereal head slowly diminish and turn into flames as the last of your letter diminishes and turns into ash.
Do I
What's that?
still have the letter that we got from the what is the name of that town? Uh the where we got the star thing at Trist. We got that I got that letter that was sealed. That was found behind one of the drawers of the uh, officers thing.
Ew. I just don't know if you have it or it's in the bag of holding, but in either case, you would still have it. Yes.
The one about
What
the
was it?
Archon,
I'll check the bag.
the Arc Dragon one, or is there another one?
That is.
Because
I
if it's
think it was
the
That
that.
Arc
is the one he's
Dragon one,
talking
I
about.
had that one and then I gave it out to
It
the
is
professor.
the wax sealed letter that was originally in the Archon.
Yeah, it's not in the bag. At least not that I can see.
Yeah, that I had that one and I gave it to Princess, I believe.
Ah,
No, sorry,
so
Rogish. Rogish has it.
Oh,
ah,
all right.
so Rogish would have handed that back to you, Daisy.
Okay, then I have that now.
So you would not have that particular letter at the moment.
All right, that's fine.
Vanna, do I want to know who that was?
Not really. We might want to keep this secret. We might want to keep this quiet from the rest of the team.
Yeah, the Professor's eyes narrows. You don't say.
But we have a nice little spot to hide shit.
Sure. I'm still curious where that
Oh.
fucking hole goes.
Yeah, no, I'll lock it as we head back up.
All right. Yeah, Professor will saunter on back up the stairs.
As
Yep.
we head back up, I'll cast Arcane Lock on the door after we close it and leave.
As you do so, you do recognize the moment that you had actually unlocked the door, the arcane lock that was originally there had been dispelled.
I'll cast a new one onto
So
it.
your arcane lock now rests over the door.
I'll tell you what the word is.
Okay.
I'll tell the professor too.
Got it.
Roger.
Okay. As you eventually finish with the basement, you talk to Belzana about the riddle at the fountain that you had uh, discovered, and she is unfamiliar with the goings on of the twins of Ina and Aura. She is a priestess of Ingius. However, after speaking to Old Benin concerning the riddle, you would hear him discussing about particular uh, details of individuals that believe or have spoken to the twins before would have the ability to not only retrieve a instrument of the twins, but also use an instrument of the twins.
Does he know who any of these people would be, or heard of any like idea of someone who would be?
He has no clue. He has only spoken to one individual that was a particular follower of Ina and Aura, but he's not seen them for quite some time.
Oh, they're dead. And then the thing I messaged about Amanda a couple minutes ago.
Um, Not only that, you do eventually start making your way around town. Uh, Olive, for whatever reason, you're not entirely sure. You would also notice this as well, Harry. Uh, every now and then throughout the town, you'll notice the professor rushing through and just casting fireworks from his hands. Every now and then, you'll also see the professor moving through the town, sending out small gouts of fire, doing small magical tricks. Very, very small magical arcane tricks, but magical
Do the
tricks all
people
the same.
seem to like it? Is it brightening their mood a little bit?
For some of them, it was a bit of a distraction. For a lot of the kids, it's definitely bringing a lot of attention as well. But it definitely
We need
does
this
seem to
music.
be heighten. It does seem to be heartening up the crowd.
Probably
But
ignore
but
most of it.
before, by the time that you've caught up to him, he's disappeared into the crowd. And finally, on the last day of your downtime, you do eventually get a small piece of iron, steel, should I say, that has been curved into the shape of a lever, and you will eventually find yourself in your room, pull the lever directly upwards and leaning back and just falling back into a spectral lazy boy kind of style chair.
Ah, this is real life.
Nice.
Just
Hell
gotta
yeah.
sit back and relax.
The fucking Lehman's tiny hut. No, Vanon's lazy boy.
That is exactly the situation. He's basically just done a summon chair spell as a cantrip, and I've just allowed it. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah.
exactly
Oh
this is
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
turn into, but hey, he's got himself a lazy boy at this point, so I'm just gonna allow it.
Is the chair solid?
It seems to be solid.
Free projectile.
Plus, it's magical.
Does bonus damage
However,
against resistant objects. There you go.
Vannon, that will be the end of your downtime with all of your equipment and all of your scrolls. Make sure that you get the required amount out of your pocket. Harry, You and the HDM crafters have been working on rebuilding Respite, including the Gem Saloon, but also the surrounding forges. You do eventually fully rebuild the Gem Saloon, gathering some good rep with not only the crafters, but also Respite itself. You do eventually start to hear small conversations amongst the crafters of the HDM that Benin himself was wishing to have an audience with most of the crafters that had been working on the forges and would be rewarding those that had been working on the nearby buildings and forges with their own personal uh, bit of coin. You will be first of all rewarded 100 gold pieces for your work and time over the next few days, as well as a personal favor from Benin in the future, should you wish to call upon it.
Okay.
You do eventually finish up around the 7-day mark with the rest of the HDM, as you do get a small note from one of the nearby crafters to eventually head back to the uh, Whispering Crickets, as Terra seems to have been calling for you.
Um. Okay. I will definitely sidetrack my plans if it seems everything's going well to go see Terra.
Eventually, you do make your way over on the 7th day as everyone starts making their way over to the newly built Gem Saloon. As you do make your way over towards the ship, making your way underneath the main deck, you do make your way over towards the nearby hammock that you know uh, Tara and Tobin usually share, and you do see sitting down on the hammock a familiar, uh, dark red looking face, rotund, dwarvish in nature. However, she will look over in your direction, smile, quickly rush over towards you, and just pick you up into the air. Hello, my dear Harry. Been a while. You're looking actually reasonably well fed.
Yes, it's kind of surprising myself, if you ask me, huh?
You've actually been eating. I was expecting to see a bag of bones and fur by the time that I saw you again. Now, before we get anywhere further, has that uh has that hunter been giving you trouble?
Uh, no, if anything, I'd say they've been getting themselves in more trouble.
And I'm sure that you've been getting them out of it.
I'll
How's
do
your
some
work
best
been?
of my ability. Which one?
Which one? You have multiple
Okay.
projects now.
Yeah, the boat kind of exploded. It's I think this is above board. Wasn't the guy a kobold that picked up everything off the battlefield?
No. The person that was picking up everything on the battlefield that you know, was you're talking about Lisbon, right?
No, 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 no. When we did the giant courtyard fight, and my boat blew up at the front
Pico.
entrance. Is it Pico? Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Pico.
Pico.
He
Yeah,
was a kobold, right?
he's a kobold. Yeah, he's a kobold.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure because I thought it was a kobold, but I wasn't 100% sure. So yeah, it kind of exploded mid-fight, and I had to kind of abandon it, and I went back for it later, and a little kobold kind of looted the entire battlefield of everybody and everything. So it was kind of just a lost cause at that point. Couldn't even get one of the enemy bows that I outsniped. Um, but now I have, and I'm kind of like reach for my backpack and pull out Fargo, kind of like roll around my hands. It's a little tricky. I've noticed some inconsistencies with it. Kind of like set that down. Pull out the pistol, this was made for me by uh, one of the crafters in Respite, Lisbon. And then my own project, and this is where I'll pull out the olive branch like really delicately.
She will carefully take up Olive Branch in her hands, narrowing her eyes slightly at the name that has been given to it as she just looks over at you for a moment. Interesting name.
I mean, obviously we choose peace first, but if you offer the olive branch and they don't take it nicely, you're gonna have to give it to them by force.
Very well. Very fine work, my dear Harry. And regardless of the situation, I'm sure that with due time you'll be able to fix up anything, regardless of its contradictions.
Yeah, I've been definitely trying. Sometimes it's pretty hard to get the help you need with learning because this cannon rock material isn't really well established yet, so it's kind of a patchy trade. I've been doing my best to get some as much research as I can, but it's
Research takes time, my dear.
yeah, it definitely
And
does.
that's time is all that we have at this moment in time. We can get the resources, we can get everything that we need, but time, well, we have plenty of that for now. In either case, I was hoping to hear from you in regards to your father, my husband, Tobin.
Y- yeah.
Have you seen him around here?
I will draw back in my memory. The last time I saw him was whenever apparently he was in, or at least the last I'd heard from him being off the ship was whenever he was apparently in the mine, right?
That would be the last time that you heard of Tobin being off the ship. Yes.
Uh, a while back, I had heard that he was in the mine. We went searching, and I don't believe we found any sign of him. Just to find out that he was fine in like a bar somewhere.
Well, all I ask is that he disappeared a number of days ago, said something about having heard communications from a close friend towards the north, and was hoping that perhaps he might have come by and said hi. So,
Uh, how north? And do you know who the friend was?
ah, she will quickly look over for a moment, reaching for a small glass that rests near the hammock as she takes a small drink. Last I checked, it was Goliath, friend, that he had made before we had joined the HDM. They headed up north to a place called Avon and decided to make old acquaintances, catch up on old times. Maybe had some work for the old. And I didn't get a name. Tobin has his own personal business, and I let him have his personal business.
I'm sorry that I can't directly help you with this. I don't.
It's no worries, dear. Just a little concerned is all. I do get the occasional message from him. It's just sometimes meeting face to face is a lot more relieving.
Absolutely, it makes entirely perfect sense.
Well, since you're here, and she quickly reaches down under the hammock, reaching behind a barrel before retrieving a small sack and placing it into your hands. Made some of these for you, so your friends make sure that they're still warm. And do be safe. All right, Harrington?
I will absolutely. I'll see if maybe I can hear any word about Tormund.
Please do. I I would like to hear news from him.
But if we're entirely honest with ourselves, I don't think anybody can stop him, even if they had to. So I think he'll be perfectly fine.
I think it would take a lot more to bring him down than just one, yes. But still, news is news. Yeah, news is needed.
If need be, I can have one of our companions. I believe they can send messages somehow to people mentally. Um, kind of like what I think. God, what's his name? The one that's always on the mast. Like for the hunters.
Oh,
It was like Rogish.
ah,
I think.
Rogish, yes, the first mate.
Yeah, yeah. I know he contacts some of them. I don't think he's ever contacted me, but um,
That's the thing about hunters. They're able to communicate with each other. Never with us.
yeah. But they're doing their job. I mean, doing what they got to do. But I'm
Hmm,
sure we can get some contact back to you if we hear from them. So
please do. And please do take care of yourself. Now, get going.
I'll make sure these stay warm. And I kind of hold up the package.
She'll give you a nod, give you a quick peck on the top of the head, for sending you off back up towards the deck. By the time that you've opened the burlap sack, that you'll already smell the thick smell of carrot cake in the air.
Well then, and I'll start heading off because I want to get back to the house to offer this to whoever would be interested in it.
Those would be your first week. That would be your first week,
Takes
covering
time for
most of
sure.
the details. During your last 2 days, was there any personal projects that Harry would like to do?
A lot of my personal projects at this point would be just trying to set up um the forge and trying to get all that worked out to the best of my ability.
Okay. By the end of the 9 days, you will have not only your permit given to you by Benin, but also the small construction of a small forge in the corner of the building's garden. You have a feeling that you could probably work on some smaller projects. Nothing of the size of Olive Branch, but maybe your pistol for the time being.
Okay.
Are you
They
making
can
any more
always.
ammo?
I will, because I should have 75 gold left of the 100 I was given.
Right.
So, um, yeah, I'll take and make some ammo for the pistol and the shotgun.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a Tinker's Tools check for me, please.
Tinkers, not smiths.
Tinkers for ammo.
Fair enough. We'll give it a try. Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Uh, you are able to make a total of 25 bullets with the original cost for your pistol during that time. With Fargo, which kind of bullets are you making?
What? Hold on. Me looking at this, trying to figure out what the
Are you
second.
making spread shot or slugs?
Oh yeah, I forgot you did say that was an option. Crap, I didn't think of that one. We'll go with spreads. We're gonna go with spread shots.
Okay. Go ahead. And how many are you trying to make?
How many am I trying to make? Great question. Let's go with 10
Okay.
at
Go ahead
least.
and give me another Tinker's check, please.
Okay, hold on. I am trying to find where my ammo stacks are. For some reason, I've lost them. There they are. Pistol, musket balls, 25. On top of that is 34. Okay, Tinker's check. Nice.
Okay. Using up to 40 gold worth of materials, you are able to not only craft the 10 bullets that you had originally made, but an additional one with the materials that you had gathered.
Okay.
So you have 11 spread shot ammo for the Fargo.
Inventory. Buckshot shells. 11. Notes. Okay, I have to do some research for exactly how much gold it cost me for the normal shots. I have to dig back through notes because they aren't in the new notes apparently.
40 gold.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
It says so on the item at the bottom.
1,000 item?
Yep. Price for the spread shot is 4 gold pieces each.
No, I have to go back for the pistol.
Oh, the pistol.
Yeah, it's not in my notes, which I want to say it was before, but it's not now. So I have to go dig back up those notes and figure out how much 25 shots will run me. But
I
that's fine.
believe, if I'm correct, we agreed that it would be around about uh usually materials would equate to around about 5 gold per 20 shots.
My brain flipped this over. You said 5 gold for 20 shots?
Yes.
So 21 gold's worth then. No, yeah, I don't know. I'll just round up and say 21. That'd be round down. 21.25 is what I think it would be technically. Okay. I'll just say 22 because I don't. Okay. Did I make any progress on the doorway and stuff like that?
You did make the outline of the doorway, but haven't constructed it yet. You have a feeling that at the end of your downtime, you have the base idea, but would need a little bit more time to actually create and form the full doorway between yourself and the forge in the garden.
Okay. Do I have time for anything else?
That would be the end of your time finishing up ammunition and clearing up the rest of your forge.
Oh, also, I'd offer. Whenever I got back, obviously, I offered the snacks to anyone who would like some. I
Oh,
don't even know what's
yes.
in there, to be honest. So,
You would find a small bundle of small rounded carrot cakes. Still warm, that you'd expect to be fresh out of the oven.
I'll take one, obviously, for myself and enjoy it graciously.
Mhm. But that will get to the end of your downtime. Right in time, Olive.
Fashionably on time as always.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
So, starting from the beginning, over the next 9 days, you'll supply Mr. Gem with either fresh water or beer.
Yeah, if I'm gonna
He
be
will take
greedy, it's gonna
both.
be water.
Yeah,
Because that's 8 gallons a day.
right.
So what was that?
So
24, 180.
16 gold per day for 9 days.
Oh, yeah, 16 gold a day for 9 days. I was doing 3. 90, 143,
So
144.
100,
Yeah.
144 gold for Mr. Gem over the next 9 days
Now,
using your alchemy jug.
easy money.
See. Gathering information on Very and the Chainbearers.
Mhm.
Where are you wishing to start your investigation?
Well, I already asked around Gem Shop. So basically just kind of do a standard grid spiral outward.
Mhm.
To just, boots to the ground. Possibly knocking door to door, just kind of getting a basic feel of if anybody saw him. Anything I don't already know, basically. Like, oh yeah,
All right.
they definitely went to Fort Ridian. Or if it's all just generals, oh yeah, I saw her going east or south. That doesn't help
Okay. I'm gonna say go ahead and roll me an investigation check with advantage.
5.
Are you wishing to add your D6?
Yeah, I should. 7.
After a little bit of time, you'll eventually begin to find cold feet. You do find one particular source that used to speak of a particular drowish female that used to enjoy sitting at the beach a few weeks ago and disappeared for quite some time until recently reappearing again. And you try and like get more out of the conversation from this woman until eventually it just goes dark. You do speak and try and get around to more individuals that know of this woman and try and connect the dots, and eventually you start putting up your corkboard
Mm-hmm.
and the other side of your room, like putting up a picture of her and then some of the close individuals that you know are related to her, and starting wrapping around the pieces of string and slowly connecting this large web of particular individuals that you start to realize is almost around about half of the well-known community surrounding your building.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make my own little makeshift map of what I can tell of Essrena. It's garbage, absolutely garbage. And I'm gonna put on the
Right.
board and just start putting like hot points of locations of chain bearers and Very and Silas. None of it will
Mhm.
make sense.
To her, it makes sense. To everyone else, it
Right.
looks like absolute lunacy.
Yeah. To me, it makes perfect sense.
However, You do start making small connections, and eventually you do start hearing other rumors about a particular ship that left the night that they were attacked. You quickly go on the trail, moving over towards the docks instead, and discussed amongst some of the nearby rabble rousers near the docks that you had heard the original rumor from. Give me another investigation check, please, with advantage.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah, I was gonna ask if my bounty hunter ear to the ground would help in this at all.
Uh, let's see here. Um, this one here. Okay. You do start to talk amongst some of the people amongst the docks, and you do start seeing the more uh shadier individuals, people that's trying keep to themselves, but obviously more perceptive eyes than some of their other more talkative individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And you do eventually like corner one ratty looking dock worker to the side who just seems to eventually spout out that he was watching over the docks that night and noticed one of the ships leaving earlier than expected.
Did you catch a name of the vessel? Maybe where it was going?
I heard he was some sort of ship heading towards the east. It's all I heard. That's what I saw. Saw them heading towards the east and then heading towards the north.
Finally, someone with more information than East. Always East. Thank you.
You're looking for more information, Toots?
Yeah.
You see his hand like reach out towards you, palm up.
I'm sure that I could loosen my ears and my tongue for the right amount.
This is not Boulder's Gate. This is Respite. This is on the butthole of the frontier. I'll give him 2 gold.
You see him quickly pocket the 2 gold, looking around for a moment.
Yeah, my soul. 3 individuals rushing onto that ship. Some obsidian-looking lady, bigger fella, a smaller, bigger fella. One of
Was
them had grayer skin, the
yeah,
other more of an amber type.
was the bigger fella bald?
You see him once again opening the hand.
Hold on. Nope, can't do that. I'll sigh. Give him another gold.
Quickly snatches it up, slips it under his wrist as he just gives a slight nod.
Yeah, the taller one didn't have any hair on him. Shine bright as day.
And the smaller, bigger fella. Is he wearing a hat?
Yeah, amber eared. Wasn't wearing a hat per se, but he did have a nasty scar. Now that I remember.
Yeah, what kind of scar?
You just see another grin rise to his face, the hand reaching out towards you.
Well, that's really got to get my mind working there, Toots.
Yeah, do you know what cash on delivery means?
Yeah. You put the cash in my hand and I deliver.
No, you don't get. Wait, is that what it means?
Fuck if I know, Toots. I'm just offering my business is all. You either want the information or you can fuck off.
How much more information do I feel he has?
Roll me an insight check.
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
You know that he has information, but you also know that there's more than one way to get information from a person instead of monetary gain.
Oh, I know.
And you know this guy doesn't seem the most physical in comparison to yourself.
Yeah.
He's a rat.
Mm-hmm.
He might be fast, he knows the shadows, but when cornered, he ain't much.
How about this? You tell me what you know, as I've already paid, and if the information you have is worth your life, then I'll give it to you at the end. How about that?
I think what you paid is just about right. Uh, the last time I checked, Scar looked like half his face was melted off.
And did that fellow look like he could have worked for the HDM?
Which to him?
No, not that he did.
No,
Like, could he
them.
fit in? Could he fit in with them?
What? The amber skin one?
Yeah.
Nah. HDM are smaller lots. He's a more orchid type. He was around about, I'd say, a little bit smaller than the bigger one. Now the elf, on the other hand, yeah, maybe.
And you didn't catch the name of the vessel? Dock worker.
Perhaps. Yeah, why not?
Just quickly pockets the gold that he took from you earlier, just starts making his way up and like stretching out his arms.
Last time I checked, there was something about the howl of sunset on the back of it.
Thanks. You've been very helpful, and I didn't have to break your fingers. And I'll just walk away.
You just hear the clatter of boots immediately rushing down the dock by the time that you start making your way back home.
Um. Oh, I'll do a minor illusion of just like a quick boo from behind, from in the direction he's running towards.
Uh,
And then I'll drop the
why
minor
not?
illusion. No, yeah, if he asks for
Yeah.
gold again, I was gonna break his finger.
You do cast the minor illusion, and you hear a slight ah as you do hear the sound of body hitting water.
Yeah. Okay, I'll smile and make my way back.
You begin to slowly connect the dots in front of your corkboard, uh, gathering small hints of information, remembering. Well, that was the drow. The
Yeah, I
Goliath
don't remember the
is still
orc.
here. Don't remember an orc.
No, this is new. Interesting.
But,
Okay.
but you do remember hearing of an orc with a melted face before.
Oh, I did. I'll have to look through my notes. It's somewhere here.
Eventually you do take a moment hearing the familiar sound of the nocturnal bird resting outside your home. You do spend a day outside in the garden, creating a small owl house that will rest outside. Uh,
That
you
was
will notice
5 gold,
around
right?
about nighttime. Yeah, around about 5 gold
Okay.
to make. And it is a small, white, wooded, posted little house that rests along the outside tree that rests on the inside of the garden. And you do notice around nighttime, looking out in the garden, that there is a single snowy white owl that seems to reside there. Seems to look over in your direction over time before eventually you will be able to go back to your rest. Concerning your sword,
Yup.
it's hard for you to figure something out that you have no personal information on in the first place. Uh, especially when your blade was found by an individual that was not worthy of holding it. And you are still getting used to the abilities that the blade has in the first place. You know that the blade does have a partner, and you know that the information can be found probably by communing with the entity that's been watching over you.
Yeah, so at one of the nights, after the owl house is put up, I'm gonna go to the owl house and talk to it. Talk to the
The
owl.
night is quiet as
Unless it's
you
day
do
5,
actually
then I
get
have something to do on day 5.
right. Um, I will say that this would probably be at the end of day 5, but day 6, you will make your way out into the garden in the middle of the night, finding the snowy white owl within the house that you had made for it. As you approach, it does not seem to move back or shy away, seemingly holding its ground and staring down towards you with pale blue eyes.
I walk up towards it. Well, hey, buddy, I don't know how this goes, but I hope you like the house. You're kind of like a representation of the other owl I've been seeing, I think. You're a lot better than that jackal fella. I don't like him.
The owl stares back, doesn't seem to move towards you or away from you, just seems to blankly stare back at your words, unresponsive.
Well, I don't really have anything to eat. And I'll look around. There might be bugs around here. I don't know. Um, Man, what am I doing? I'm talking to an owl. This is stupid. I'll just kind of kick the owl house.
You see it shake for a moment. The owl gives out a cooing sound directly above you as it stumbles slightly on the protruding stick that it's currently standing on. It's gonna just lean down slightly towards you, for eventually you feel the clawed talons of the large owl reaching down and placing a talon directly on top of your head, before eventually starting to step down until slowly making its way onto your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Hi there. This is fine. How are you, Mr. Owl? Don't peck my eyes out.
It proceeds to peck. No, it
Eldritch
it
Blast.
continues to stare towards you for a moment. As the longer you stare into the eyes, the more the blue slowly turns to black. The melting pupils slowly beginning to dilate and grow until the void slowly consumes, and all you can see is the dark orbs within the owl's face until you see nothing but the familiar void surrounding you, the cliff face resting directly underneath you. And by the time that you look back towards the owl that is currently resting on your shoulder, it has disappeared, only to be replaced by the ghostly, snowy white owl that seems to rest onto a branch that is directly above you.
I was wondering how to talk to you. You're here, right?
I am your dear Olive, if that is what you'll allow me to call you.
Yeah, I think that'll work. I don't think Lady Flower suits you. Well, me with you kind of past that point, I think.
Would believe that we have passed quite a few things in our wake.
I found news on the quarry. Well, part of it. I think they're headed north to the awful Avon, but we'll see.
It doesn't matter the distance that a wolf needs to track. A hunt is still a hunt, Olive.
That's true.
I will entrust you with the powers to do so, as long as you ensure that the ones that are hunted do not become hunters themselves.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal. Plus, I don't think Roguish would let them join, let alone take the cloak. So I think we're fine on that.
Your mentor, there are plenty of things that he does not understand. Plenty of things that you will understand with due time. It doesn't matter what your mentor speaks of at this moment. Your main focus should be the hunt.
Oh yeah, no, it is. I asked people about, well, one of his friends very, because I think I have to kill her in order to kill him, but I haven't figured that out yet. Because there's also a lot of stuff I don't understand. But so if I do understand things later, that'd be awesome.
Were there questions that you
Oh,
had,
right,
Olive?
yeah. And I'll pull my sword out. So my companion Dune, he kind of had this these items that kind of work well together. They're like a set, and I heard this thing had a partner, a shield. I wasn't quite looking for it or cared, but seeing the kind of power he has, I was wondering if you knew anything about the shield that goes with this thing.
Blade that you carry. It is known as the broken wing, as loose feather.
Mm-hmm.
It was once a feather that was handed down from myself to a mortal who used it to make a blade. Blade that used my essence to make reality warp within my own presence. I created another. I created something that could make it better. Something that could make reality whatever the wielder wished for a moment in time. But of course, Things of great power usually get separated by those that know no less. Those that did not wish, for those that wanted the hunt to continue. There was one that does still carry it. Though I cannot see where he is, he still carries the shield on his arm. One that carries a cloak of feathers that twist and turn like the wings themselves along his back. One whose cowl curves over like the beak of a bird, avian and known in nature to us both. This individual still bears the item that you seek, and he will not be willing to part with it
Hmm.
in this life or the next.
I figured he wouldn't. Where'd the fun in that be, right?
Hunt is to survive. The fun is in the kill.
It's true. It's true.
Was there anything else that you wish to ask, Olive?
Yeah, I'm having. It's weird, because I've died a couple times. It's hard to kind of know, like, who I am anymore. I don't know. Is this. I figured, like, a god or whatever you are would kind of have these existential answers, right? Maybe you could set me on a path. I just feel a little lost.
Are you needing a trail to follow?
I do like following trails. That's kind of. Yeah, honestly, that's a good way to put it. I'm kind of lost without a trail. If I have a trail to follow, I can hunt it down. That's basically all I do. It's what I know.
And what, pray tell, do you want this trail to lead to?
I don't know. Maybe maybe insight, maybe guidance. I don't know.
Perhaps I can give you a trail of some sort. Perhaps you can earn this from me.
Yeah, I'd like that. Kind of prove that I'm worth something still.
We will see in due time. Now, get to hunting. You see
I'll
her
jump off the
slowly
cliff.
unfurl the wing, allowing you to jump off the edge, quickly consumed by the shadow, before eventually you will be standing directly in front of the owl house, the owl staring back from within, closing its eyes and disappearing.
I'll talk to the birdhouse then. Uh, sorry I kicked you. I'll make sure to get you some food. Thanks. I'll go back.
Mm-hmm. On the fifth day,
Fifth day. Roguish. We have a problem.
here's the real question here, Olive.
Mhm.
What time of day do you contact Roguish?
This would probably be like just afternoon, which is probably when it happens every day,
Okay.
right?
No, this is like around about dinner time,
Okay.
like around about like evening.
Okay, yeah, I'd probably do it around afternoon, just early evening, in preparation for the next one. Because this is going on
Okay.
like 4 days now, so
Yep.
yeah.
Around about a few minutes after noon, you try and commune with Roguish, concentrating as much as you can.
and eventually you do feel that connection go through as the voice does slowly seep into your mind.
Olive, there better be a good reason for you to be calling me.
Yeah, there's some rich noble jagoff yelling our name all about town for like 4 days. I don't know what to do. I want to kill him.
Then why don't you capture him, bring him to me, and then I'll interrogate him. Very simple. I thought you knew the catch and trick.
Yeah, he's fast. I've tried. He keeps going down alleys I didn't know were here.
I've trained you to be fast. I thought I taught you about this stuff.
Look, one time I tried teleporting in front of him and he didn't go that way. He went back. I don't I'm not there's sometimes they're smarter than me.
Right. Here's if you're needing more training in regards to getting faster and more like agile in catching this guy, I can do that for you. But you need to shut him the fuck up. Understood?
Yeah, bro. That's okay. I'll do it. I won't kill him cuz I know what you said when I left the boat. Okay?
Understood. I'll see you in a moment.
Yep.
Over the next few days, you train with Roguish, getting yourself faster and more agile to eventually
Oh
catch
no.
this noble son of a gun until the last day you corner that son of a bitch.
And we have our standoff.
You have your standoff. However, even though you have a feeling that you've scared him off, you do feel relatively more agile from Roguish's training.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
At the end of everyone's downtime, the ninth day finally comes to an end as Daisy and Dune and the princess all teleport over towards the teleportation circle underneath Respite. The two guards looking over towards both you, Daisy, and Dune, and then looking down at the hooded figure as you see one of them slowly stepping up in front of both of you.
Jeez of us. Don't worry.
Yeah, she might be with you, but we don't recognize her. Who is she?
She's our new gardener for our house. She's knowledgeable in all the local fauna and flora, so she will be perfect for keeping up our garden, especially for things I can use for making potions.
Dune's just sitting there with a grin face, just nodding, saying, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Roll me a deception check, please, Daisy.
Here we go.
Can I try to persuade them since Daisy sort of wants her to also do that? Or it just has to be deception?
This will be a
Yeah,
deception.
you're kind of a big fat liar. Like
Am I agreeing with her? Give her some help.
Dune, what are you saying to try and help her in this situation?
You know, I can't even think about it at the moment. I'm just sitting there just saying, yep, absolutely, yeah, we hired her.
Daisy, make your roll.
Dang it.
Fuck!
You got me on spot, I couldn't think of that shit.
Okay. You see the guard that's standing in front of you narrows his eyes for a moment, looking over towards her.
You know the local flora?
And you see the princess just give a slight nod.
I know plenty of things that could involve the flora around here. I know that some of them can be used for combustive measures as well as plenty of healing measures as well that could be used over time. Uh, I know that you've been having issues with something towards the west, which is why I'm also moving over here. Please, lay out sight to me.
As you see her looking over towards the guard looking over at you.
if we hear any nasty business, we'll remember your faces.
Yes, and Benin as well, and Freya and everyone. I understand.
We have very unforgettable faces.
Indeed, you are. Get going.
As you see him quickly step to the side, allowing you up the stairs.
Come
Yeah.
on, May. Follow me.
She will give a nod, quietly making her way after the both of you. All of you will both guide her over to the residential area, I'm assuming, and heading back to the house.
Yep.
Yeah, following Daisy because she
Uh,
knows where it is.
yep. Dune and Princess will follow you, Daisy, as you do see there has been a few changes to the building from what you last saw. As you do notice that there is a small makeshift forge that has already been made in the back of the garden, as well as a small birdhouse that is suited to an owl.
Home sweet home.
Come on. In we go. I opened it.
You will also notice that there is slight hints of conversation being heard from within. As you do make your way to the front door, the door eventually does open, and you do see the inside has been reasonably furnished with a few things here and there. But the first thing that you'll notice is Vannon sitting in the center of the room in some form of spectral recliner.
What the heck is that?
Okay, nah, dang, actually, that's pretty cool.
You know, leave it up to the wizard to make something crazy.
It's he's just sitting on like a chair or some kind. I mean, it's not that crazy, but
Whoa. This is more coming from where we are from.
I mean, I've never seen this, but I mean, it's not as crazy as shit I've seen you guys do.
Eh.
I've
Oh,
seen
you
some
want to
pretty
see
crazy
a
shit
cool
too.
little trick?
Absolutely.
I summoned the three Fey dragons.
Oh,
Meet Noel, Chloe, and Fee.
oh.
You see her hand reach forward. You see her grasping around what looks to be a small sprig of branches and vines that are entrapped in some form of almost emerald like glow from the leaves. And eventually, throwing her hand out, you see what seems to be three spectral fade like dragons, each with a different shade of green, immediately shoot out from the sides of her wrist and immediately begin to fly and encircle around her.
Oh, which one's Fee?
This one. Smaller one.
Oh, I like you. I like your name, dude. I like
Fee
you.
flies over to do lands on his shoulder.
Oh, me and you can be friends. And I just pat it on, like put it on
Dude,
the head.
you immediately feel a slight sense of warmth radiate from the Fey Dragon as it attaches to your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, we are definitely gonna be friends. And I give like a little rub on the head with my finger.
Oh, command her to go back to.
Uh, go back there. Go back, Daisy.
You immediately see one of the horns of the Fey Dragon immediately disappear, and the Fey Dragon disappears from your shoulder and reappears next to Daisy's head.
Whoa. I like that.
Comes with a little extra bonus, but
Okay.
you'll see that once you're injured, let's say.
I like Fee. That's my favorite one. Like
I'll
him.
make sure to hand her over to you.
Oh, her? Oh, thank you.
Alright, you three go get some sleep. And I just
They immediately burst into a small sparkle of green energy. As it would be around about this time, Daisy, with your keen hearing, that you'd hear a few individuals from across the street suddenly just speaking amongst themselves. You hear about that guy speaking about grave undertaking and the leader, the Grand Wizard? Yes, I did hear about that, yes. Apparently this Grand Wizard can send fireworks from his hands. Fireworks from his hands, yes, great fires gouting from his wrists and all. Is that so? And you just hear them slowly drift away down the street.
Oh boy. Come on, May. Let's go upstairs. Dude, your room's next to mine.
Awesome. I'm just going to start moving in my room.
So I lead them up to their rooms. I let the princess take my room. Then I'll head over to Olive's room and knock on the door. Hoping she's there instead of the tavern.
Olive, would you be at the tavern on the end of the 9th day, or would you be back home after your little run-in with the man that you'd been chasing for the last week?
Oh, the only thing I forgot to do was get full info on that shield from Freya's shop. To know exactly what it does. I know it was something about making it harder for range to hit. But other than yeah. But no, I have to sneeze. Hold on.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, I'd probably be back doing my crazy with my pins.
You're slowly winding a red piece of thread around one particular picture that you had gotten from the ratty-looking dockmaster, the dockman, should I say, down near the coast, and you're just about to start working on your notes again when you hear a hard hammering against your door.
It's not locked.
I open it.
I don't look up from my craziness.
You can quite clearly see, Daisy, as you walk into the room, that the desk that rests in the center of Olive's room is completely littered with all forms of diagrams and pictures and blueprints of nearby structures that originally was from Respite's like main construction, and you can see that there is a massive map uh, that has been drawn of Essrena itself and has been marked multiple times. But the one thing that really comes to mind is the large cork board that rests on one entire wall that is completely littered with all forms of notes and quick drawings of all matters of maddening investigation that she has currently been working on.
I'll look over to the board.
Oh, wait, Daisy.
You've been busy.
What's your allegiance to the Emerald Enclave? And I'll scoot over to one section of the board covering it.
Well, mine is strained, I would say. I haven't been contacted for missions at the moment.
I'll narrow my
Dune, on the
eyes a
other
bit.
hand, he went AWOL.
I'll narrow my eyes a bit. Fine, just don't look at this section, and I'll go back to what I was doing.
I mean, I told Rogish everything I knew about the Emerald Enclave and their doing, so it's not like it's probably the same thing. That's neither here or there. Who the hell is this Grand Wizard I've been hearing about? That's apparently our leader, and everybody's like shouting all over the street. It's like, oh, the Grand Wizard that leads the brave undertakings.
I'll stop and I'll slide right up in front of her face. It's the professor.
That son of a bitch.
I didn't kill the guy though. I wanted to. I'll go back to my madness.
You know, Rogish says something. We comply, and these idiots don't comply. It makes our lives harder for us.
Yeah, and I get blamed for it. There's a reason why we teleported in. I said, I didn't do this. And everyone's like, you did it. And I said, I didn't do this. And they said, you did it. I'm like, fine, I did it. But I didn't do this. try to be good. I do.
We can talk it out tomorrow.
What'd you need?
That was it. Honestly,
Oh.
we'll just talk about the rest tomorrow.
Oh, you know about animals, right?
Yes, decent bit.
Can you... How do you... I have an owl outside. Can you feed it? What does it eat?
Well, owls like berries. I mean, we could grow berry bushes.
Thanks. You can leave. I'll go back to my madness.
By the way, the princess will be staying in my room, and she's now technically our gardener. And her name is May.
All right, tell her to take care of berries then, I guess.
That's the plan. Well, later, and I close the door.
Mm-hmm.
I head over to the professor's room and knock on the door.
Who is it?
Me.
Come on
Well,
in. It's not locked.
I open it. I push the drift globe over to him while it's
Oh.
activated and floating.
Nice.
There.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, Grand Wizard. And I close the door.
I just kind of chuckle. You're gonna lay on his bed, and the drift code basically hovers, right?
Yes,
Rob?
it does.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna lay back on the bed and like just play with the hovering feature of the drift globe, like hover it over me.
It just hovers 5 feet in the air, just floats over, so it nudges against your side, before you're able to just lift it up and just floats directly 5 feet above your head.
Beautiful.
You use the activation, causing it to light up for a moment before able to extinguish the light inside once again, as the drift globe now seems to be under your command.
Oh, great! This is gonna be excellent. This is gonna be so useful. He said this is late at night, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then when the drift globe goes out, I'll just go to bed.
All right.
Is there a table in my room?
There is, yes. You go into your room that Daisy displays to you. You see what seems to be a cupboard and a dresser for your clothes and equipment.
Mm-hmm.
What seems to be a desk that rests on the other side of the room with a chair that seems to be untouched. You will notice that most of the furniture inside the room has a small, thin layer of dust that seems to reside over most of the belongings. The bed seems to have been done up but unrested in.
It's the first room he's ever had, so he's pretty happy with it.
I'll explain to Dune how to use a freaking dresser.
When you come in, you'll see Dune like reach his back, pull out the skull of Ajax, and slam it on the table, and just, oh, hey Daisy.
Let me explain how you use those, and I give him a rundown how he uses the
And
dresser.
I am watching intently.
Whenever you're home, put your coat here that we paid good money for, okay?
You pay money for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Not used to that. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, it's just normal traveling clothing. So whenever you go on fire, just take it off.
I can take off the coat and the hat. I can't promise everything else.
That's whatever. That's cheaper.
Fair enough. So I live here.
Yeah, she's in her room and just opened the door.
Daisy, you did
knock
notice
and then
when you're in my room there was no bed.
There's a spare bed somewhere. I'm gonna go look for it.
You will eventually see that there is indeed a bed that has been propped up against the door to the basement.
Dude, bring this to my room. Help me out.
Okay. And I'll help her carry the bed up. And then after that, I'll go find Olive.
Yep, now there's 2 beds in my room.
Perfect.
It works out.
Crazy how things work out, huh?
I know, right?
Indeed, it does.
And knowing what Daisy said, I'll still go up to Olive's door and just be polite. I'll knock on it.
It's open.
I'll open it. Hey, Olive. Whoa.
And I'll go back to that section of the board and turn around. What's your affiliation with the Emerald Enclave?
I'm. What's the word they call it? AWOL?
Okay. I'll go back to what I was doing.
And the one question for you before you get to whatever you're doing. Um, I know you do that bounty hunting stuff, right? That's what you do that.
You would think. I haven't actually turned in a bounty in like a year. But yeah.
Well, I was kind of thinking of trying to get into that. You think you could show me the ropes sometime?
I'll stop. I won't turn around. Why?
Uh, Take down evil sons of bitches, make money doing it.
I'll slowly turn around and walk up to Din. Not everyone you hunt is evil. Sometimes people just put money on someone's head. And you have to take them in.
Well, I can take him in. I'll just kill the evil ones. It doesn't concern me.
You gonna kill me?
I could try.
It's a yes or no. Am I evil, Dune?
From what I've seen, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm gonna go with not entirely.
I don't know. I took a child from her mother's hands because some guy wanted her back. Does that make me evil? That was a bounty.
I've done some pretty messed up shit too, so yeah.
I'm just saying,
Anyway.
Be careful what throwing around the words killing evil people.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's your first lesson. Go away.
Alright. Now we'll leave and go back to my room.
Yeah. Unless there are any further activities, Daisy, you and the princess will share a room. Of course, she began to object after hearing that she was going to be taking your bed, and immediately seeing the second bed being pulled into the room, quieted it down quite quickly.
I look at her and go, I forgot. Olive doesn't use beds.
Yeah, don't worry, princess. I stole hers. You can have it.
Right. As long as she's not using it, then that's completely fine. By the way, Miss Amaryllis, you said I
Yeah.
was going to be your gardener.
Given your expertise, that was the thing I could come up with.
Well, not exactly the profession that I thought I'd retire in, but I suppose I could partake in it as a hobby.
It's best color right now. It'll keep you inconspicuous. You can grow your own food. You don't necessarily have to go outside that much, only water plants and stuff. You know, it's not that bad of an idea.
Did you have any favorites?
Well, Olive wants berries for her owl. As for me, I'd say my favorite vegetable would be potatoes. I don't know if those
Okay.
grow over here though. Carrots for the
Berries,
bunny.
potatoes, carrots. Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Here,
And
just in case. And I gave her 50 gold for seeds and stuff.
She'll look at the gold for a moment. She almost recoils slightly before she slowly slips it into her pocket, giving a quite bow of her head. I greatly appreciate it.
I want to see why she recoiled.
Roll me an insight check.
14.
You believe, although you've seen many immediately grasp a hold of money as if of needing it, you get the immediate sense that she is kind of doing the opposite at this moment in time of almost recoiling to try and reject. She's not comfortable with money.
I'll look at her and say, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. But in our society, money is sadly king. So it's better if you have it, not.
I understand how currency works,
Did I?
Miss Daisy. It's simply the fact that I personally despise
No,
the form of currency.
Fair enough.
I know that might not sound honest from someone who comes from a form of royalty, but personally, I despise the look of gold in my hand.
Yeah. I can't fully get the same feeling, but I have sort of the same feeling for being a noble. Not all nobles, honestly, most of them are just trash.
I'm sorry, give me a second. Just slams her hand against the wall as she just calls out, "You damn owl, stop pecking against the wall!"
Having fun,
That,
Hectic? That was a long
that owl.
text, man.
That owl needs to be trained.
I've had.
He just like waits a moment until the pecking lasts for a couple more seconds before sighing and going back to her bed. I feel like I should retire before the pecking continues again. And she just like slowly goes back to her covers, pulling them over until the antlers rise above her head against the pillows and slowly retires for the night.
I go outside, cast animal friendship, and say, go to your roost, you stupid bird. And then I go back and go to sleep.
You quite clearly see for the first time that you've seen a natural owl hanging upside down and just pecking against the wall. You just see the owl just like look over in your direction full 180, glancing down towards you before quickly being charmed by your spell and goes back to the owls.
And stay there if you want food.
It would have been so much better if you said, you realize animal friendship only works on animals.
Suddenly, the ghost owl disappears, gives you the finger, and just disappears. However, eventually the owl does disappear back inside the owl house, giving a slight hoo in your direction at the mention of food.
Yeah. Seems it's hungry. I'll give it dry nuts from a ration. Just put all of them in its feeder and then go inside.
Okay. Unless there is anything else that will happen during the nighttime. Everyone gets the full benefits of leveling up.
Yay.
Welcome officially to level
Yay.
9.
Woo!
We did it!
We did it. We
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it.
we made it.
Yay.
It is a new day. As you guys all wake up within your own personal residence within Respite. You all hear the slight sound of sizzling meat coming from the kitchen downstairs. For you, Harry, it would be a lot louder coming from the downstairs bedroom, as some of you with the more honed senses would smell the uh, particular familiar smell of some grilled, no, some cooked pork and eggs being cooked over the stove. As for those that eventually wake up, you will see that the princess has already formed herself into some more suiting clothes to what be suited to a gardener, and has already started making some breakfast for most of you that have started to wake up.
Excellent.
Oh, hey, princess. Thanks. Oh, I
Oh,
should say May.
no
Because
worries.
that's the cover name I gave you.
May, good
Yeah,
to know.
M-E-I, just in case.
Mey, got you.
I, not Y.
Yes. Oh, Mei, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I thought to make everyone some food. Not only as a thanks for allowing me to stay here, but also because I thought it'd be suitable for me to at least partake in some form of chores, since I get to stay here. Uh, I certainly didn't find any spices in your cupboard, so I decided to go over to your neighbor's garden instead. So enjoy your meal and pretend that the spices never disappeared.
All right.
I just eat up. I'm like, oh, not my problem. It's too early in the morning for this.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for the breakfast.
Of course. She will just quietly start working her way in the kitchen. Uh, Everyone that starts the day, go ahead and add a d6 to your temporary hit points.
Beautiful.
What are you guys wishing to do?
Ugh.
All right, gents and gentle lady. It's time we had a discussion on what our next objective is. Doing the map.
Yeah, and then I'll come up and lay the map on the table.
For some of you, you will see the new map that Dune presents towards all of you. Some of you seeing newer details being added.
So,
Excellent map.
as it stands, we have two, maybe three outstanding things. One, the green, obviously. Second, Avon. Third is thing Harry and I have to go kill.
I believe it was called the
The bone
Basilisk?
claws.
Why do you want? Hold on. Why do you have to kill this thing?
I need their claws. And Harry, I don't remember why.
Okay. Any idea where those are at?
Yes, near where the big ass hand was in the middle of the desert.
Really? Do you
Yes.
have you researched at all? Do you think they're related?
Oh yes, very much related.
Fuck, are we gonna have to deal with that hand too?
No.
Okay.
They
Okay.
come from the hand, but they don't stick around.
Okay.
Then obviously the green, our little problem in navy. So what would you guys like to tackle first?
I mean, it makes sense to head north from Anikotal, deal with your problem, and then go. I mean, where's the best spot to actually deal with the green? Is it up north or
The
the
green is south of Zoltan.
so to the source basically?
Yes.
No, it isn't true. Okay.
I think I need to go to Avon.
Haven.
How urgent?
I think that's where the chain bearers are. Not to
Figured they.
mention the
Oh.
Zentharum and the Harpers and, you know, the plot going on.
I figured they would go there. The other slavers they were working.
Yeah,
Well,
those
this
two.
has to be an overall boat, so Harry, Vannon, what do you guys think?
Kind of interested in Nayun too. I'm curious if they have any different types of cannon rock up there.
Probably.
Oh yeah, Professor, who'd you pay to tell everybody that you're the leader?
Look, I met that guy. I don't know what. I honestly, he kind of creeped me out. He was real interested in kind of what we've been doing lately. I don't know, I think he might be trying to impress my father. I don't know.
Do you have a stalker now?
No, I met him just briefly, and I avoided him the rest
I
of
have
my time.
choice words for your father, to be honest. But anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah, you should have not avoided him and told him that we're trying to keep a low profile because the reason why this entire town is destroyed is because apparently we didn't keep a low profile. Where'd you forget?
oh shit, is that why everyone's been murmuring about the? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
something else happens and it's like, oh, because that's where the grim undertakings are, it's on your hands, Mr. Almighty Leader.
yeah. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh my.
I got yeah. I'll stand on top of it.
so Harry, what do you think?
So I'm a little I'm a little struggling because like right now we're trying so hard to like protect respite and help respite. The green is getting closer, so part of me wants to go do that, but then also part of me really does like the idea of Cannon Rock because I just like Cannon Rock.
Well, yeah. So the reminder that it is not called Cannon Rock. It is probably another name. For example, the one Trist is Warpine. So you don't fully know its name. Probably find out. It does. Obviously, my vote would be green. Just end that problem altogether. But I do understand that dealing with Avon also takes priority because of
Sure.
respite being a problem. They using our faces, yada yada yada. The real question is, how would we get to Avon?
I mean, boat, obviously.
I mean, I'm sure we could get the cricket to help us if need be.
Well, then we would have to go to Estira, because going into Avon with a cricket would draw attention.
Their ships were busy, right?
Uh, you talking to me,
Yeah, to
Olive?
you. They had like
Yes.
they had a bunch of their ships busy. They had a
Who did?
the HDM, right?
Yes.
They had a wall lined up, right?
Oh, yes. You do remember around about 12 ships lining along the eastern coast of Respite at the moment. You know that three of them were hammering down on one particular ship towards the north that was situated near Fort Ridian.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, you haven't seen any changes or movements along the coastal line. You've been keeping an eye out, but you haven't seen any changes. The only ship that seems to have made a dock at Respite over the last few days has been the Whispering Cricket. For some strange reason, you once again hear the pecking sound of something hitting against the wall from outside.
Yeah,
Darndest
that
thing,
thing says. I guess it lives here.
right?
I mean, I guess for okay, here's if this map is correct and the greens spread that much in 9 days, Avon's a pretty big commitment. Then no, I mean you got to think how long is it going to take us to get there, and we can't teleport back, so we have to take the same voyage back. By the time we do that, I mean, if how far do you think that green's going to spread? I mean, it's going to be down to respite.
Given how long, it'll probably reach the outskirts of the mountains of Anikotel and probably past Fort
Well,
Ridley.
who cares if the green's spreading? This place could use some color. It's
I
hot.
mean, if it was just color, I'd say that's no problem, but it's
Remember those centipede things, Olive?
Yeah.
Those things come with the green.
No, how do we fight that? I tried fighting those. It didn't work.
I don't know, light them on fire like you do any insect. I don't know. They hate the light. So you can also hit them with light. You know?
Daisy, there's also a chance then that the hand will be covered in the green by the
Yeah, and
time.
that would be horrible, now wouldn't it?
I'm just bringing up for discussion. Like, while I mean, the Avon's a huge commitment time wise, maybe we should try to deal with the green before.
The green, we can deal with it at most in a. Avon, as Professor said, is indeed a long. The trip itself, for one way, would probably take a week.
Ship? Really? It'd be longer than. Rob, can I just kind of estimate how long that would be by ship? Judging by like the
Depends on the ship.
average, just like an average ship.
Normal ship, you would assume to be maybe a solid. To Avon, you're looking at a solid maybe 2-week trip.
Okay. So yeah, 2 weeks roughly, right? There and back. At least that's how it looks to me. Or I mean, just
no,
there.
one way.
2 weeks, yeah, and then 2 weeks back. I mean, if
Yeah,
we can get a fast
normally.
ship, maybe we could cut that down. But
Well, as I said, if we wanted to take Cricket, one, you have to convince both Rogish and Racket, and second, we wouldn't be able to disembark at Avon. Probably be better off disembarking north of Essrena, honestly. And since that's the other side of that peninsula, then it takes even longer.
sure.
So, put it up to a vote. How many of you want to go green? And I raised my hand.
Yeah, I'll go with the green too. It just makes more sense.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's a real chance that green it'll be down by respite by the time we get back to deal with it.
So for the green, we would just go travel to Anikatal and then take the boat. Take a boat across to the source of the green.
If we can we charter that boat again? I don't think we can, right?
That was Olive, and that was HC.
Yeah.
Olive,
Honestly,
is that an option again? Even
No, probably not. Like, no.
Yeah,
That
that's
and the
safe
boat.
shit.
fastest boat we know, we would have to convince both Racket and Rogish.
Yeah, let me put it this way. The boat from Anikatal, we need to forget we ever even saw that boat.
That boat does
Yep.
not exist.
Yeah. And about
Yeah,
the
what boat?
and about the cricket. No, HDM's busy on the east side thanks to the storm chasers. So
Shit, we need a boat.
Right.
I mean,
Or
if it really
if we
comes down to it, I can maybe get Ben to get us a boat, but it would kind of use my stored favor that I've earned real quickly.
Out of curiosity, does anyone know how to sail in the first place?
oh no. I'm a city girl.
Yeah,
We would
not
need a navigator as well.
Don't you just get in and paddle? Doesn't
Well, no, well, you need a navigator to be able to navigate. It's in the name.
I mean we don't need a navigator for land.
No, you need a tracker, a map, a scout. It's different.
water looks the same. What kind of boat do you think Benin could get us?
it can't be just any boat.
Like a full-on sailboat or
Well,
something more
one,
small?
remember, there's a bunch of nasty little sea dragons over there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we would have
Yeah.
to try and not shake the waters unless we want to go right to the tip here of this peninsula, as I put it on the map.
You gotta be honest too. Basically, wherever we go is gonna be dangerous too. I mean, let's be real about that.
Well, yes.
Can't
but
we
if you think
use
about it,
that stone thing to teleport?
Can we
I
get
don't
us?
think. We don't
We didn't get
have
far.
a keystone to Zoltan though.
Was there one in Zoltan, Rob?
Not that I remember.
Maybe.
You never looked.
No, we. Are you serious? Didn't we? Oh God.
We were a little
You
preoccupied
never
with the
looked.
person giving out
It's-
titles and cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God
And
damn.
Olive doesn't care about that stuff.
No, I know. I personally, I thought I remember vaguely someone doing it, but I know I didn't. I didn't look for it. God damn it.
Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna ask this because I feel like it's questionable. As an HDM member, do you know how much renown we have constantly, or is that not a thing that we know?
As your rank,
I know that Olive and I are pips. Um,
yes.
I also see that at Voyager we could get free transport. So can we get paid transport?
You can get paid transports with most vessels. And with the HDM, you do get a more favorable reputation when buying services when it comes to naval travel. The issue at this moment in time, with the fact that there are no ships in the dock due to the recent attack.
Or the ships at the bottom of the docks area on the ocean floor.
There's a boat at the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, as asking if there was a boat that was sunk that we could raise back up.
That'd take forever, wouldn't it?
Not
Sounds like a
necessarily.
lot of work.
Giant shark could probably lift one.
But if it's at the
Possibly.
bottom of the ocean, then it's not serviceable.
Yeah, I mean, we had to
I'm
repair
pretty sure
it.
Harry could probably patch it.
Harry?
That sounds like a lot of work,
Yes.
especially for
Do
one
you have another
person.
option?
No, I mean, is there, Rob? Is there like different ships out in the harbor right now? Or is it basically just the Cricket and like merchant
From what
ships?
you can see at the moment, you can see just the cricket.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know.
Did I see a boat in the when I was the shark at the bay area?
Uh, you remember seeing what you saw. You did not see
Okay.
a ship.
Shit.
Yes,
I
because
mean,
then the only other option is going all the way around. And that will take definitely longer than just going straight to the peninsula.
and we have to deal with the grung again too.
Well, no, well, yes, if we go through inland compared to going just straight sailing up to the peninsula.
Yeah, no, sailing up to the peninsula would be great. I mean, that would be the best case scenario here.
Yes, because otherwise we would have to fight our entire way down.
Yep. Up and down again, really. I mean, we'd have to enter the green just right there in the north. That place is horrible.
Yes, because honestly, asking the HCM at this point would be hard. Definitely now involved in the entire thing, protecting the entire coastline.
Okay, then what if we flip? What if we travel back to Inigotal as a group? What if we use our ties there to procure travel from Inigotal over?
Well, I don't remember last time. I remember last time Anikotal didn't have any boats, and also I was warned that now returning to Anikotal can be a bit difficult.
They have something that could get us there, though.
Well, wait, they have the
Right.
cloaks of flying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can ask Yone,
That might be difficult.
but
That's a huge ask.
those cloaks, 100% would probably not happen. Can I ask if there's a mode of transportation we can get across? But other than that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can ask, but I don't think the cloaks are gonna.
Maybe
Well,
should we run this little rill by Ben and maybe he's got some input?
We
Can't
can
run this thing.
definitely ask Benin. Because honestly, at this point, I'd rather deal with the green and get that out of everyone's back.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, to me, it seems like the most pressing issue. No offense to the other shit that's going on, but I think if we don't deal with it, it's just gonna
Yes,
keep spreading.
because if we deal with it quickly, it'll not only relieve pressure from Zoltan and Igotal and the future threat the respite, it'll definitely help not having to worry about it. And potentially get the rightful leadership of the Enclave back in order.
Sure.
And I know Olive was skeptical, should be definitely about them.
But in the end, we're kind of
Yeah.
back to square one about Avon or the green. We need a boat, some mode of transportation.
Let's ask around.
I mean, it's all
Let's
we
at
can
least
do right
ask Benin. I can contact Ilne and then Veen back here and see.
now. All right.
All right.
Next topic. What do you guys think about buying a scrying focus?
Scrying focus, huh? Yeah, I assume you have
Yes.
a use for it. You know, just want
Oh,
to buy it
yes.
willy nilly.
I just learned how to scry,
Okay.
so we could spy on our enemy.
I mean, what are we? I mean, that's what are we looking at price wise?
1,000 gold.
Okay, I mean, we can do it. I also kind of want. I mean, we have a lot of pressing stuff to do, but I also wanted to bring up maybe we should try to do a some kind of fulfill some kind of bounty because we're kind of running low on party funds. This will wipe us out party funds wise, but we can afford it.
I mean, I could also try to get this forge up and going if, assuming that our names aren't entirely trashed and that maybe I've salvaged some reputation, at least as a forge master, that I
And
could maybe get some projects going.
and
I'm not
also, if you guys want to help me, we could go hunting and I could go sell some things in Anicotal, furs, meats, whatever.
Sure. I mean, I think our reputation is pretty good at the
Also, dealing with
moment.
those
Here.
bone claws would come in handy, as they're probably rare, especially anything that comes off their body. I'll be
Sure.
definitely taking those claws, but anything else we can definitely sell, especially
Ec-
Alice.
And
I'm
Daisy,
taking I'm mounting it on my wall.
I might have an
I'll head
alternative.
over to Freya's shop.
Yeah, I might have an alternative to get that scrying focus. Let me ask around a little bit.
Alright.
Give me a half a
Alright.
day
Oh,
here.
yes, and I'll definitely be buying diamond dust, so in case your eyes go petrified again, I can actually now clear that myself.
Oh God, thank you.
All of you will notice Vannon immediately leaving and heading out of the door.
Going to Freya's?
Alright. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm going to. I guess I'll follow him out the door, but not go with him. Go to um the underground bar.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll speak with Ilne and then Benin. Good
All
luck.
right. Vannon, you make your way towards the center of town, as does the professor. Daisy, what are your messages?
Well, I'll ask Ilne in general. Hey, it's Daisy. I was wondering, do you have any way of transporting a group of 6 from Anikotal towards Sultan or the Source of the Green? It's across from your strait.
That's all.
Yeah.
After a moment or so, you'll hear in a respond. Sorry, my dear. No form of transportation except from the beacon stone that you used that comes to mind. Could use flying capes, but are not permitted for use. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured. Then I would just go physically to meet up with Benin.
Okay. You make your way out the door as well. Vannon, you would be making your way into Freya's shop just in time for her to be looking up from a set of magnified spectacles as you see resting in between her finger and thumb what looks to be a black pearl. And that is when we'll end our session for the night.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Who is a black?
Downtime complete.
Who is a black pearl?
Freya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended looking
Oh.
for what, a scrying
Transportation and a
focus?
scrying
Yeah,
focus,
and a scrying focus.
Looking for a scrying focus and some form of transportation.
Oh, and diamond dust.
And
In case we
diamond
get
dust.
petrified eyes again.
Yep, I need 100 gold's worth. So I'll probably take that diamond in the bag and change it for 300's worth of diamond.
Sure. Yeah, if you want. No objection.
Yeah, that way I have 3 greater restoration uses.
Oh, you get that now? Did you just pick that up? You got greater restoration finally?
Yeah, I
fuck
have
yeah.
5 levels. So
Oh, hell yeah.
and greater restoration comes innate with the life cleric, so it's always learned.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Take that. What's the there's some ability that lets you heal at maximum value every time there's like a
heal is level 6, I believe.
it's an aura, right? Is it? It's I think it like
Oh, do
helps
you mean the
other
maximum? Oh, the maximum aura that is a level 3, and I think it's
Here's it in Baldur's Gate.
Shoot, where is it?
aura of life. It's I think it's some
No,
aura.
it's not aura of life. It's beacon of hope,
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
which
I
I
think we're
also
still
do
good.
have.
Still good in the right situation.
Yeah, I think I used it versus the hag.
I tried
came in
using it.
Very handy.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm just thinking on the future sessions of us doing downtime. Downtime's gonna last more than one session because of this.
Yeah.
You made the rules.
I did make
Yeah,
the rules,
yeah,
and
you
I
did.
understand. Which is why I like it when you guys send me what you're gonna do, so I can give you most of the answers beforehand.
Sure. I'm sure that helps.
Yeah, no, honestly, passing level 10, I think that's when it's gonna take more than one session.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we had, what, like an hour left after level 9?
Yeah.
Level 10 will
Yep.
probably
Pretty much.
get up there.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be funny as fuck. Just the world is ending, places completely being destroyed, lands are being cracked open, like the king and like all the royal family are like, "Where are grave undertaking? Where are they at? Sir, they're taking a 19-day vacation."
Where are they? The plane of fire. Why the plane of
Yeah.
fire? I don't know.
They said they had a summer home.
In the
Yeah,
plane
dude,
of fire.
everyone needs a
Well,
vacation
yeah,
and
where
you
else are
get
we gonna
burned
get
out.
something that warm and that cheap? I mean, the real estate's got to be great there.
Actually,
They're
inside,
just giving it away.
honestly, inside the city of Brass, mortgages are a little expensive.
I don't doubt it.
But once you get to the
No,
once you get
directly.
to the plains of madness, yeah, that's usually pretty decent.
Oh hell no, we're not
Yeah,
going to
the
Pandemonium.
real
Are you
estate
crazy?
goes down real nice.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to go to Pandemonium? Why not? Rent's real cheap.
Rent's real cheap. You get visitors every now and then
Mhm.
after hearing a meowing sound every now and then. It's a little annoying, but